Hi Shyam, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Ramesh. How are you?
I'm fine, doing good. Thanks for joining the interview of HTBD, How to Do Business in Dubai. And we are quite excited to have a discussion with you and do a bit of deep dive in the real estate market of Dubai.
I'm also very excited to share my knowledge, whatever I have.
That's great. That's great. Shyam, we'll start with a bit of overview of Dubai real estate market over the past few years since COVID, how it has changed, and give us some data about what are the prices of the properties around Dubai, rental yields, and the volume of transactions across the neighborhoods.
Okay. So after COVID, Dubai real estate is the only real estate which has moved rapidly. If you're considering other US real estate, Indian real estate, or any other countries. Why? The reason is during the COVID time, people have noticed that Dubai is the only country who provided them all the facilities. Let's say your medical facilities, your insurances facilities, all those things. During COVID also, Dubai is one of those particular place where people was not affected. Their salaries were not holded that much if you are considering other part of the world. So that is why people saw that potential and they started moving in. And when they started moving in, they are coming with their own amount of money, whatever they have saved in their respective country and all that, and then they started investing. Because what happens is, once COVID is done, you see that Expo happened, right? In Expo, during that 6 months gap, 25 million people has came to UAE. So they will be staying somewhere. So those who have invested around that area, so those who have provided them all this Airbnb accommodation stuff and all that, they got that money very quickly. Why? Because people are ready to pay that much of amount just to explore that. So just imagine 25 million within 6 months can come. So what is the potential?
So you're saying 25 million people have moved to Dubai?
No, not moved. They came to visit Dubai.
Okay.
During Expo time.
During Expo time, yeah.
Out of that 25, somebody might have stayed here once they saw this thing, right? Right now, if we are considering our population, so our population is close to 3.4 to 3.5 million, right? So according to that, our 2040 vision of our His Highness, so they wanted to double this population. So that is why they are doing everything. So they are attracting all the big investors, or let's say big multi-billion-dollar turnover companies, and they are providing them headquarters. They are providing them good, less tax-based, facilities. So that when those people, those biggies will come to UAE, automatically opportunities will come. Along with them, let's say if Facebook, they are opening up headquarters in UAE. Don't you think that there will be like hundreds and thousands of people will come? Along with that, their family will come. So what happens? They have to stay somewhere. Again, people will invest in real estate, and that's how. So that is one of the main reasons why the Dubai market is growing so highly.
If I talk precisely, can you give me some of the popular areas where property prices have been rising in Dubai? If you can name those
So it's like Palm Jumeirah. Palm Jumeirah is like one of the insane amount of appreciation happened in those areas. 10 years back, one of the 4-bedroom villas was like close to 4 million or something. Right now, people are selling that property for 65 to 70 million. So you can see that appreciation. Second is downtown. Obviously, downtown is why? Because of Burj Khalifa. People, those who are coming to Dubai, either they will be majority. Most of the people want to see Burj Khalifa. That is why they are flying in. They are investing that much of money and coming to UAE, and they are staying somewhere. Apart from that, now JVC is a prime location, but JVC is a location for all those people who are here, residential people. Why? Because if you see the JVC's landscape, Al-Khail Road, like E44, is passing through that. Then Sheikh bin Zayed Mohammed Road, which is 311.
311, yeah.
That is also passing. And it is the JVC is light just in between those highways. And to connect these two highways, we have Hessa Street, which is connecting all the four major, all four major.
Sheikh Zayed Road, E11 and 611. It is connecting all
E44, E11, E11, E311, and E611.
E611, yes.
So all four major highways.
So in very simple language, I could say all these three major roads are connected through Sheikh Zayed.
Exactly,
It's like
exactly,
for people
exactly,
to understand easily. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good.
So that is why JVC's market is too high. Like if you see one bedroom apartments in the rentals, let's say when you spoke about
rental yields. If I talk about rental yields, first tell me. Let's talk about JVC. What is the kind of property price for a 2 BHK apartment or 2 BR apartment we are talking?
So in JVC, if you want to have a 2 bedroom apartment, so the average prices will be 1.8 million till 2.2, and it can go according to the luxury one what people want to buy. Like, see, in Dubai, you cannot say what is the average amount you have to spend in real estate, because if you want 1 million, if you are ready to spend 1 million, you will get something for 1 million. If you are spending, if you want a high-tech, high-rise luxury stuff and all that, so there are properties which like penthouses, which will be worth 750 million.
And obviously, that is
so
the more sugar you put, the sweeter the dish will get.
You cannot able to understand that where should I invest.
But if we talk about a rental yield, let's say for an example, you buy a property of 1 million for an example, a 2 BR in JVC. Okay, if we talk about the rental yield, then what would be the kind of rentals which are going on in a JVC for a 2 BR apartment?
In JVC, 2 bedroom apartment, the annual rentals will be around 90,000 to 100,000.
90,000 to 100,000.
That will be the annual. Now again, this also depends on the developers. Like there are certain developers, because of their quality, their rentals are comparatively higher. Like some developers are so good in their quality, so good that people pay for that quality.
Obviously,
So when you compare that,
can you name some of those developers?
So Ellington is one of, like, if I am going to invest somewhere, if I want to, Ellington is one of my favorite, because yes, their prices will be little higher. Let's say 1 million property for 1 bedroom. Ellington prices will be 1.2. That is how the difference will. But that 0.2, you will get that worth for, because the quality they are providing, the quality, the kind of infrastructure they have, everything. That is A1.
What about we hear a lot about Damak as well, and
Damak, Danube, all these are not bad developers, they all are good developers, so they are not the best developers. If you are comparing Ellington is like 5-star rating, Damak will be 3.5, Danube will be 3.5, Shobha will be 4, Imar, Shobha, all these will be like, the Ellington, all will be like 4 category. That is the scale if you are comparing about the quality. And that is why the property of these developers are comparatively higher than Danube and Damak.
Okay, if I talk about sales transactions, so like on an average, how many villas or how many apartments, like if you divide it between 3, 1 BR, 2 BR, and a villa, what's the average sale happening of these in different localities?
So that we cannot decide that in a day what is happening, but yes, amount I can tell you that in a day, as per DLD, this is about, I'm talking about 2022 January till 2023 January, as per DLD, every single day, transaction of more than $1 billion has been invested in Dubai real estate.
Okay, if I talk about villas, so where the villas are most popular, if someone has to buy a villa?
Palm Jumeirah.
Palm Jumeirah
or Palm Jebel.
And rental yields of villas in Palm Jumeirah is much higher compared to rental yields.
Exactly. It will be high. Like if you are following the trend right now, couple of days back, Palm Jebel Ali opened the first phase.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
So in first phase, so they have the the Palm Jumeirah shape, right?
Yeah.
So in that leaf, there are total 16 leaf. Out of that, in the first phase, they opened only 4 leaves. Each is having certain number of villas. Within first 7 tokens, entire first phase was sold out.
Oh wow!
Just first 7 tokens. Like people went there on the queue. They reached by night 2 o'clock.
No, I heard that news. There was a long queue.
Exactly. Just imagine who like the 8% till the 300 or 500 people standing out there. Nobody got that chance. People came in and bought it. And why? Because they know waterfront properties always appreciate. That is the trend. If you go to any part of the world, let's say in Mumbai, if you are, the sea-facing apartments are higher. If you go to any US or anywhere, you will see that water facing properties always appreciate, and that is why Palm Jumeirah is also appreciating. That is why people and Palm Jabal Ali is double the size of Palm Jumeirah. So that's the reason why it got sold out within just 30 minutes.
Okay, what's the if I want to get a bit of more idea around supply and demand? So throw some light on how the supply and demand of commercial and residential properties have changed over the years, over the recent years in Dubai.
So usually,
what is getting more popular, commercial properties or residential properties?
In my opinion, more of them were residentials. Why? Because commercial is like people create one building, like let's say one developer strictly focusing on this as a commercial this thing. Let's say Damag. So Damag is launching something, and they're like, okay, we are going to launch a building, but that is strictly for commercial purposes. So what happened? If the entire floor will not be filled with one company, right? So that part will be given to so many n number of companies, and like if each floor will have like 70, 80 employees, or maybe 100 plus employees. But these 100 people have to stay somewhere. So if you're comparing, so one building you're comparing with 10 different buildings. That much of people need to stay somewhere. So the demand is always higher for residential units if you are comparing with commercial aspects. And when it comes to this commercial aspects as well, couple of areas things will be very different. Like accessibility is the key factor. Like JVC, let's say for JVC. Why JVC is basically for that residential purposes. Majority people want to.
Which is the most popular for commercial purpose? Which locality you feel in Dubai? Business Bay is the.
Business Bay.
What's the average rental for a say 5,000 square feet of office in Business Bay? Yeah.
5,000 square feet of offices will be around approximately 180 to 200.
180 to 200.
Yeah. 5,000 square feet.
And you can.
That is, I'm talking about Business Bay. Same thing. If you go to JLT, if you go to Internet City, things will be different.
Things will be different. But do you see that people are investing in the commercial properties as well? Do you see that?
Of course, that is also. See, commercial properties. What happens? People will not buy, like. It's a rentals kind of a system. One company will come. They will started giving them for yearly basis, and somebody who's investing on that, he knows that after certain year he can increase it. So that is a fixed revenue which he is going to make. And as per the trend goes, he can increase it or he can decrease it. You know. But when it comes to residential, sometimes what happens, you never know. Out of 365 days, if you are targeting for like let's say 200 days, right? So you can't guarantee that all 200 days people will be there. But when it comes to commercial, somebody is paying you for 365 days. You know that if they come here, not here, doesn't matter. He's getting paid for that. Same with yearly rental people as well. If you're people who stay here, who works here, whose kids are studying somewhere in the schools and all that,
you get a PDC, post-dated checks, and they will pay for the whole year.
So they do that. 2 checks, 3 checks, 4 checks.
There is an accountability of paying the rent, and it's a very smooth process in Dubai.
But that's the thing. That market, the ROIs will be fixed, like 8 to 10% of return of investment you are going to get when you are going for yearly rentals. But when you go for short-term rentals, as I mentioned in the earlier stuff, that 25 million tourists came to UAE during just Expo. So during that time, short-term rental scopes are like minimum you are going to earn 20% ROI. If you are comparing with annual rentals. Minimum 20% of ROI. It can go beyond that. It can go 30%. Depends
where your property is.
Exactly.
How what's the proximity of it to the different tourist sites, or
even like one of the higher short-term rental scopes are in downtown. Because majority people wants to live near Burj Khalifa.
Do you still have spaces in downtown for?
There are still couple of plots available, and still certain developers are going to come. 1 month back, Damat bought a property in downtown, which is like 5 minutes away from the metro station. 5 minutes walk away from the metro station.
So we are talking about September 2023.
Exactly, September 2023. They launched one project called as Damak Volta, and that project 248 units were there. One side is facing Burj Khalifa, other side is facing sea, the Sheikh Zayed Road and the sea. Okay, out of that 248 units, The entire project got sold out within just 4 hours.
What's the name of the project?
Damak Volta.
Mark Volta.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's in Sheikh Zayed Road. 5 minutes. Like, you know the Address Hotel, right? It's the 4th building from Address Hotel.
That's
The
nice.
Sheikh Zayed Road. So that's and people, why they paid it? Because they know that short-term rental will be so higher. Because whoever will come,
You're in the downtown area.
exactly, you're in the downtown from your home, you're getting that Burj Khalifa view. And if you are going for short-term rentals, easily.
And proximity of shopping and metro proximity, everything is there. You know, we live, as a tourist, if you are living in downtown, that means you are basically in the heart of the city.
Exactly. The average one night rent for in downtown, the average, I'm not talking specific days, like it fluctuates based on the season and all that. Average rent will be like 1,000 to 2,000 dirham. If you are considering 1,000 dirhams as well, in an year, you are, out of 365, 200 days, if people are coming and staying in your home, you are getting 200,000 dirhams just as a rental.
I understand.
That's the scope.
That's the
If
scope.
you are going for yearly stuff, you will get 100,000. That's it.
We would throw some light on government initiatives. We have been seeing that Dubai government has done so much for the city, itself, and the UAE as a country has been rated as one of the most influential cities in the world. So, what the government is doing in terms of new initiatives for visa options of property owners, foreigners who are coming and investing in the Dubai real estate market? Give some idea around that.
You must be knowing about golden visa, investor visa, and then there is something called green visa.
Oh, green visa also.
So the difference between all these things are, if somebody is investing in real estate market, not in any other like car or something, no. If you are investing in a real estate market, and that if you are investing 2 million dirham, that is the minimum. If you are investing 2 million dirhams or above, you are eligible to get golden visa. Once you get golden visa, you will get all the benefits, not only for you, for your family, and you can sponsor your maid, 2 maids, 1 driver, all of these people you can sponsor them. And then you can open your own business. All privileges you will get. You will get some special beneficiary cards where you can able to use it anywhere in the supermarket. You will get discounts for that.
They have created the ecosystem for the investors' economy. Then, and if you are an investor, you are a privileged individual in the society, and you get all those kinds of benefits of
investing,
relocation.
And one more thing, that is for golden visa for 2 million dirham. Now there is something called green visa. Green visa is for 1 million dirham, and that is for retire. Like if somebody is 55 plus, and that is kind of a retirement stuff. He has earned so much of money, now he is investing somewhere, and government is providing them 5 years visa. Golden visa is for 10 years, this is for 5 years. Now there is something called investor visa. For investor visa, minimum you have to spend 750,000 dirhams. So if you are spending 750,000 dirhams, again in real estate only, then you are going to be eligible for that investor visa, which is going to be for just 2 years. And when it comes to government, why did they started this thing? To attract more people to this country, to fulfill their vision. Because I believe that UAE is the only country who have this kind of vision, like 2040 vision, 2050 vision. They have 2060, they have 2070 as well. So no other countries have this much of long planning. And for this planning, they wanted to start something, and they are doing it. Right now, if you see what happened in UK, bankruptcy, economic crisis, people are moving in. Sooner or later, most of the people will come. Right now, only luxury class people are flying in.
Obviously.
After that, what will happen? These people, the normal people, the working class people will start flying in.
From the luxury point of view, I want to pick one very important aspect. There are 2 kinds of housing segments. One is luxury, one is affordable housing segments. So if you can also give some idea about what is the price variation when it comes to a luxury housing and when it comes to affordable housing. Which areas you will say these areas in Dubai are under luxury housing and these areas in Dubai are in affordable housing?
So downtown is of course considered to be luxury. Not only because of Burj Khalifa, it itself make them a luxury place. But apart from that, most of this European people or Russian people, Dubai Marina is also considered as luxury.
Yeah,
Why?
luxury.
Because they love sea facing. And they are paying for that, and they are okay with it, and that is why appreciation is happening. People, the surrounding will also increase there.
And in affordability places like
Exactly. So, and affordability, like right now, it's not. Let's not consider that in affordability. It's like people don't want to unnecessary expenses. Like one bedroom apartment in Dubai Marina will be 700 square feet. Same thing you are getting in Dubai land. Okay. The only difference will be here you have tram access to metro. There you don't have any access. If you have a car, you can go, or you have to depend on bus, which will take.
That's why a lot of residential areas like Dubai Greens and Dubai
Arabian
Land,
ranches,
Arabian ranches,
exactly. Damak Hills.
Damak Hills. Damak Hills is a very, I would say, prominent here. Your villa communities,
Exactly,
which is there, and then Sports City, Production City.
Exactly,
These are getting very popular as residential places
Exactly.
for
So
people to.
there you see the rental differences as well. So if you are staying there, the average rent for a one bedroom apartment starts from 50,000 dirham up to 60,000 dirham.
I think
in those areas.
to bring further more affordability for the people, just to understand, Dubai has there is a other part of Dubai as well. When we come towards the east of Dubai, if you talk about Bar Dubai,
Bar Dubai. So that
affordability gets
much more cheaper.
Much more cheaper.
Much more cheaper, but then
affordable. I mean, still not cheaper, I would say, because if you talk about
but still there is a difference. There's a difference. The population.
Yeah.
Like if you see in those areas, when you sit at home, things will be different. You will have that peacefulness, calmness, because the surrounding is not that crowded. And then one more thing is like this bed space stuff, sharing stuff. Okay, in a building, you might be staying in your home as with your family, but majority is not doing that. Majority will be in sharing or bed spaces. So that kind of crowd itself will be there. So so that brings that peace of mind will be different. Okay, you will have a peace of mind if you like that, because then the difference is when you go to Dubai land, accessibility is very different. Like little bit. If you want a grocery or something, you cannot call and people will come here. Okay, if you want a coriander leaf also, they are just a call away.
They are call away, yeah. And to bring the affordability further, if you move towards Al-Nahada,
it will be that is like that is an entire different ball game then.
Yeah.
But then again,
most of the schools are there. Like there are a lot of CBSE schools.
That is why people are still there. It's overcrowded.
Overcrowded.
It's overcrowded. Now you cannot start a new project. If anyways there is in Al-Nahada area, anyways the traffic is very different. And if they start one more project, automatically traffic will be double. And then it will be, and even if you're considering about school, if you see now, majority schools are in Dubai land as well.
Yeah, a lot of schools are opening.
All international school, national, whatever kind of schools. If you see Motor City, Sports City, Dubai land, Arabian ranches, Damak Hills, right now all communities are providing that school options. Like now people know that, okay, from my house 5 minutes my school is there, like my kid's school is 5 minutes away from that, and the thing is that I don't need to travel that much, I don't need to stuck in the traffic. It's like 5 to 10 minutes away, so that's why those lands are, in my opinion,
that's good.
More in demand.
Okay, one last question. I mean, two questions, but second last, I would say. Imagine if I want to buy a property now. Okay, so for an expat or for someone who is not a resident, what are the financing options available, or are there financing options available if I want to buy, let's say, a 1 million dirham property in Dubai?
So it's very simple. In this, it's not as an Indian or any other nationality. First, there are only two documents required. One is your passport, original passport, and second is that particular country's ID proof. Let's say in India, you need to provide passport as well as your Aadhaar card. So these are the two documents which you need to have. And the rest, the registration, everything will be done by this part. When it comes to the financial aspects. Now, if you're going for mortgage, okay, so as an UAE resident, you will get 80% of mortgage value. Okay, up to 80% you will get. But if you are not a UAE resident, you are an outsider, like other nationality, then you will get 65%, max to max it can go up to 70 depending on the property like value.
Property value.
It's like 1 million and all that, they are not going to give you 70, but it will be 65.
It will be 60.
Yeah, that is for mortgage. Then interest will be there. In mortgage for residents, the interest will be 4.2 to 5.2 percentage. It depends on bank, but for the other nationalities, it will be around 6.5 to 7.5 like that.
So you are talking about 4.5 to 5 for Indian expats. Indian
no, UAE residents.
UAE residents.
Yeah. But for Indian not expats.
But
it's
for
like,
the
investors who are coming, who don't have a visa here.
Yeah.
For them, it will be that much. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how this thing. But apart from mortgages, there are options where people right now majority people, like as I told you, per day more than $1 billion dollars transaction is happening. So in that case, everybody is not paying to that. You can pay, there are multiple options. Crypto options are there. Money options like directly cash payment are there. Online payments are there, in which you can provide your banking stuff from your bank. Automatically payment plans will be there. So whenever this has to be, they will generate a link.
Do you recommend any bank where the loans can be processed easily?
ADCB is one of the good options.
ADCB.
Yeah, then crypto mortgage. There's a company called Crypto Mortgage that they are also doing a good job when it comes to mortgage. There are multiple companies. Like that's it not only me. My company is associated with these, so I can say that.
Yeah, obviously.
If you go to other people,
every other company would have different real estate companies. They have different banks who could be working with them. That's good. Superb. Awesome. It was lovely talking to you, Shyam. One last question I have. Take a deep breath. Okay? And out of your experience living here for almost 10 years, approximately, give a advice to someone who wants to come and invest, live, work, or do business in Dubai.
So my advices will be like, if you want to invest in Dubai, first understand what you want, like what is the purpose of investment. Is it for end use? Is it for your high returns? You know, that is the purpose. Out of these two, you have to be very clear. Is it for you or is it for just revenue purpose, like secondary income or anything? Accordingly, there will be places. And then once you select that category, the other category is, are you going to be in affordable category or luxury category? Because as I told you in our interview session as well, that you can get for one bedroom for 1 million as well as you can get it for 50 million as well. So there are differences are there.
Yeah, obviously.
So accordingly, you have to understand that. Then the main thing is always have minimum 24% of whatever the property prices is. Because 20% is the down payment and 4% is DLD charges. So this is something which as an investor, anybody have to have this amount. Remaining money can be delivered after, like there will be a gap. You will get a time whether you can easily pay those money according to the whatever the plans you are going for. But this is something which you need to have, that 24% down payment plus DLD.
That's
So
superb.
that is my advice.
That's awesome. Such
you.
great insights, practical aspects have been provided, Shyam, and it was really nice talking to you.
Same.
We'll catch up again probably for the second session.
Sure. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.